Can you really get a cinematic color grade using just 3 nodes in DaVinci Resolve? You might think the result would be super limited, but trust me, you're going to be surprised. And the best part? You can do this in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. No paid plugins at all. All right, let's get to work. First thing, let's set up our project. Timeline color space, DaVinci Y RGB. Output color space, Rec 709, Gamma 2.4. Now we'll create only 3 nodes, and these are going to represent the 3 fundamental stages of our grade. Node A is our base transformation. Node B is where we will make our tonal adjustments. Node C is where we build our final look. Keep your scopes visible the whole time. They are our guide. The most important thing is, don't push your signal beyond the limits. All right, let's go back to Node A. We're going to do our transformation manually. Open the Curves panel. I'm going to lift the highlights until I see the signal getting close to the top of the scopes, but not clipping. Same thing in the shadows. So what we're doing here is expanding and decompressing our signal. Now, I'll shape the midtones by making that classic S curve. This part depends a lot on your footage, so adjust it until it feels right, visually pleasing and expanded nicely in the scopes. For this shot, that's enough. Next, let's add some saturation. Around 68% works well here. And I'm also adding a touch of color boost. Color boost only affects low chroma areas, so it adds this really pleasant vibrancy. This technique relies more on your taste and feel, since we're not being super technical here. And honestly, that's what gives you freedom to explore looks. This is how the pros learn, experimenting. Now let's balance things out. Look at the vector scope. You'll see a cluster of your signal there. One of the best tricks is using offset and moving the entire cluster toward the center. Now our image has a more natural balance. And the most important rule, skin tones first. If the skin tones look off here, it's going to be very hard to fix later. I'll tighten the shadows just a bit more with the curve. Let's go to Node B. Here we'll use hue versus hue. This part is fully creative. This is where you shape the character of the image. I'm pushing the yellows slightly toward orange to get nicer harmony in the warmer tones, but being careful not to break the skin tones. Great. I also want to shift the green slightly toward a more yellow tone. This helps us achieve a more unified color palette. An image that feels artistic and professional is often characterized by a smaller, more cohesive set of colors that complement each other. That's what we're refining here, making sure the tones feel more unified across the image. Now I'm shifting the blues slightly into cyan. This starts to resemble that classic Kodak 2383 film feel. A little adjustment here. Yep, that works really well. Now, Node C, this is where we build our look. I want to show you a really precise way to do this. We're going into color bars. In Lift, I'm raising the blue channel just a touch. Then the same thing in Gamma. This gives us cooler midtones and shadows. Now in Gain, I'll do the opposite. Bring blue down just slightly. That warms up the highlights. And this warm, cool contrast is exactly what we're aiming for. I'll also raise green a tiny bit in Gain. This adds a subtle tint in the brightest areas, really reminiscent of analog film. Let me rebalance Gamma a bit. And I'll add a bit more warmth. There's a slight yellow cast now, so I'll nudge Gain toward magenta, just a little. And drop Gamma brightness slightly to make it more pleasant. Perfect. And now, a bit of contrast in the same node to give it character. Nice. We already have an amazing look. Skin tones usually come alive when we enhance the reds. I'll return to our node B. So I'm going into hue versus sat. We check to make sure everything is moving in the right direction. Using the eyedropper to isolate the lip and skin red range, and increasing saturation a bit. That immediately brings life to the face. With this, we're all set. Always make sure the skin tones sit right on the skin tone line in the vector scope. Perfect. Now I want to deepen the blacks and give the image more dimension. A professional grade always has well-balanced blacks. I'll return to our node C. So in log wheels, I'll lower the shadow areas very carefully. And I'll shift the color toward the oranges to neutralize the shadows. We can see that adjustment clearly here in the parade. Don't try to make your scopes look mathematically perfect. The image should feel natural. A slight tint in the shadows is okay, as long as it's subtle and intentional. Now I'll reinforce the look globally with the primary wheels. Push gain slightly toward orange. Push lift slightly toward cyan. Then lower lift a bit to deepen contrast. This way, I reinforce the look a bit and push the overall contrast just a little further. Check the scopes. Everything is in place. No clipped highlights, color is balanced, and yeah, there's a slight cast in the shadows, but it works. It feels natural and filmic. We achieved a beautiful cinematic look with just 3 nodes. And remember, this technique is amazing for learning and experimenting. Doing this helps you really understand each tool. But if you want to learn a full professional standardized grading workflow, you can check out our Cinematic Color Grading Masterclass, where we break down the entire process step by step. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Your support really helps us keep creating and sharing more content. As always, keep creating. See you soon.